Okay, so I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm just going to talk while you're watching the video that I'm going to post right now. It's going to be about 10 minutes long, and you're going to see me mowing and baling and, just doing stuff, my normal stuff. And I guess I could really talk about what I'm doing here and how the year is going. And I think that's what I'm going to do. As you can see, I'm running the John Deere windrower here, and a lot of guys in Europe are always asking, why don't you just buy a triple mower, or why don't you buy a Krone mower, or a Krone triple mower, a Big M. And the Big M is a very, very expensive piece of equipment. I mean, we're talking like $400,000 for that thing, 400 plus, and it's a lot. It's a lot to bite off. Really, the reason I do not buy the Krone Big M is because it's just too much money to put out and recover in 5 years. And a lot of this stuff, when you purchase a new piece of equipment, if you don't have the cash on hand, which is pretty hard to have cash on hand when you're a farmer, because it's just the way it is. You got every year you got fertilizer costs, which just it's redundant every single year. You're putting down $100 to $150,000 worth of fertilizer, which has to be paid generally by the fall if you haven't if you've never grown anything or bought that kind of amount of fertilizer. I'm still purchasing fertilizer and putting it down, ammonium sulfate, but oh boy. Anyway, what I wanted to say about the Big M is just too much for my father to handle. It's too much money to put out, and the versatility of a windrower is greater than that of, say, a triple mower, because I got to tie up a tractor, so I'd have to buy another tractor, and right there you're looking at, even if I got an 8,000 series tractor that would run, I'm a John Deere guy, so you're just going to have to bear with me. I'm only going to buy John Deere tractors because honestly, it's what I've used all my life. Had a couple of other tractors in my arsenal years ago. I tried a Deutz, and it was just too complicated. But anyways, I'm just on John Deere. So if I bought a 8,000 series John Deere tractor and then the triple mowers, whether they're the Kuhn triple mowers, Pottinger, or even Krone triple mowers, you still have to hook it and unhook it from the tractor, because nobody wants to just have a dedicated tractor to a triple mower system. When you're doing green hay, like fresh first cutting hay that's in May and early June, you don't have the chaff and stuff that's going to blow up on the radiator and plug the radiator. And that's one of the main reasons why I do not use a triple mower in my business, because as you can see, it's almost September and I'm still cutting first cutting hay. And I have thousands of acres of second cutting hay that will have to come off, but I'm still in the first cut, and the chaff and everything would just plug my radiator up. So all the time that I would maybe save with a triple mower would be, it's futile. I'd be cleaning the radiator every half an hour, because I've already tested one of these things on a 7930 John Deere. The Krone Big M, again, too big. My dad can't handle it, and Dad does a lot of the mowing. And, I've heard horror stories of fence rows and things like that. It's just people forget what they've got, and you're looking out the side, one side, the next thing they come up with an obstacle, and the next thing your mower is broke off. So you're down. You're not moving anymore. You're just, you're at a standstill because you broke the mower. Whereas with one of these windrowers, if Dad breaks his windrower, it's really no big deal, because I can still continue to go with the John Deere windrower. And for the slim chance that I break the John Deere windrower, we're still able to cut with the case windrower. So two of these windrowers has been so much better for me than, say, one triple or one Big M money-wise. Yeah, I just don't even know what else to say about it. A lot of Europeans are like, "Oh my God, why do you have such a stupid thing? It only cuts 15 feet." Well, yeah, this one cuts 15 feet. I think they go to 19 feet with the deer, and I know they do with the Case New Holland. But I'm not I'm not going to do that because you can't get down the roads. 15 feet is wide enough to go down any road that we have here. So now I'm starting to bale, and I might as well move on to the baler, side of this thing. As you all know, I have run New Hollands pretty much religiously for 17 years. 17 years I ran New Holland balers. And I just didn't realize how bad the New Holland baler was until I bought this Krone baler. Actually, I didn't realize how bad the New Holland baler was until I bought, or I ran the John Deere. I think it's LB, yeah, LB 340 is what I had demonstrated about a year ago. A year ago in October I did, when I was really seriously considering purchasing a new baler. I wanted to test them all. Went out and looked at the Hestons, or Massey Ferguson as they call them now. But the Heston Massey Ferguson was about in the same class as what the New Holland is in today. I think when they were actual Hestons, like 8 years ago, 10 years ago, before they went to the Massey Ferguson line. And God, I got to say, it's got to be 8 years ago that they did the Agco Heston, and then now they're just Massey Ferguson. Well, I looked at them, and I thought, well, these aren't bad. They do have some good points about them. But the problem is they're starting to cheapen the steel up. Not the steel is probably still quality steel, but they're starting to get thinner. They're lightening them up. They're moving the heft of the baler to the bale chamber to produce a tighter, heavier bale, which is great. But they're robbing weight from other parts of the baler that I think are probably more important than a really tight compression chamber or a bale chamber. And that's really was the deciding force when I looked at the Krone baler, because the Krone baler is built like a Tiger tank, I should say, because it is German. It is heavy throughout. They didn't rob from Peter to pay Paul like they did with the Heston baler that I have observed. And I'm sure they're great balers. Believe me, I know a lot of guys that have run them and are faithful to the Heston Massey Ferguson baler or Agco baler at this point, because Challenger is also Agco. And you see me coming and resetting my camera so I can finish up baling here. But yeah, the amazing thing is, when I looked at the John Deere, I thought, well, here's a revamped Kuhn baler, and it looks great. They have strengthened a lot of the weak spots that Kuhn had, and they've made some major improvements that Kuhn did not make, but John Deere did a really good job. Where they lacked was in that feeding system, the pickup. It's too narrow. 8 inches is a lot when it comes to a pickup. 8 inches, all right, you're thinking, oh my God, 8 inches, what's 8 inches? Well, ask your wife what 8 inches is, she'll tell you. But I shouldn't say things like that, sorry, Mom. But 8 inches is 4 inches on either side. Well, 4 inches on either side in second cut could mean, over the course of 10 acres, one big bale of dribble that's out on the ground. And that's what I noticed when I baled with the John Deere baler, that it was just dribbling out the sides. The pickup was functional, very functional, way better than what New Holland was running at the time, or is running right now. And I really was going to buy the John Deere. My father, he's like, just buy the John Deere, Wesley. It's the way to go. It's way better than that New Holland. And I agree, it was, but I could also lose over 3,500 acres of first cutting, plus the 2,000 acres of second cutting or so that I'm going to have to do this year. I could potentially lose 400 or 500 bales of hay, of dribble, out the sides of this pickup. So when I went to see the Krone baler, I thought, you know what? This has a wide pickup. It's 30% faster. It has 68% less moving parts than the closest competitor, which to me meant 68% less things that can break. The Heston, cheesy flighting on the augers. It had the pre-charged stuffer fork guards were like toilet paper. Yeah, we're at the end of this video. There I am, and that's that. So I guess I'll just end it with that. So yeah, maybe I'll throw something else up in there. I don't know. What else could I throw up in there? Stabbing coon maybe or something? I don't know. But we could figure something out, I'm sure. Maybe some sideways mower footage. How's that sound? Yeah, I'm going to say that'll have to be okay. And then I can cut and trim it to that. But anyways, I think that the Krone was the best choice for me, and anybody that's run a Krone will have the same opinion that I'm having. That Krone is by far the choice baler for anyone. Everything that I've done to the Krone, I have done to the New Hollands. And it did it better, faster, more efficient. I had tighter bales. I had less knot breakage. I've had no troubles. Yesterday I did break a pin in the hitch, but what am I supposed to do? That's called normal wear and tear. Somebody on my Instagram says, "Oh my God, the junk Krone, the junk Krone." Well, it's not junk. It's a bolt. For Christ's sakes, it's a bolt. If you had an 11,300 kilogram baler bouncing up and down on a tractor through rough fields at, say, sometimes as fast as, I don't know, 11 miles per hour, yeah, things break. But that's just the long and the short of it, and I'm going to end this now with a please comment, rate, and subscribe. I probably won't do another video like this again for a long time because it's a pain in the ass, but I appreciate all of my subscribers. I appreciate all my lurkers. I even appreciate all my trolls because, you know, even though they're assholes, they do put up some pretty good conversations, and I enjoy reading the comments in the comment section. So for everybody that is watching, lurking, or trolling, thank you. I appreciate every single one of you. And with that, I'm going to see if I can get my phone to end this conversation. Have a great, wonderful day.